Hi everyone, my name is Jason Koo. Today I want to show you how to use Neo4j's Aura Data Importer tool and how to use tools like ChatGPT and Claude to create a synthetic graph data set. Okay, so let me jump right into here. So here we've got Neo4j Aura. I've got a free Aura instance, and this is the default dashboard when you have an instance up and running. Here, if you click on the next tab down, Import, you'll have a couple of options here when you click New Data Source. Here, I'm just going to showcase using a local CSV file. So if you click on this, you'll have an option for dropping in CSV files. What I'm going to do is generate CSVs using ChatGPT and show you how to set up those prompts to create graphy data. So here we're in ChatGPT, and the use case we'll do is we'll just imagine we're creating a customer service agent ticket tracking. We'll do at least like 3 entities, right? So we'll have agents, customers, and then tickets or chats that people are having. First, we'll start with the agents first. So here we'll just ask ChatGPT to create a CSV with 6 agents with the following headers. And here we'll want one header for ID, and this can be an integer. We'll just do 1 from 6, and you probably don't need to define 1 from 6. Here we'll give the person a name and a bio, so a short description of their professional history, and maybe when they started. And here I would choose an ISO 8601 date time, and just in case for UTC or GMT 0. Okay, so we'll just run this. Cool. So here I can just download. Yes, let's do that. Great, so I'll download this. I want to open this up in Numbers, which is Apple's equivalent of Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. Okay, so here, great. So 6 agents with names, bios, and what dates they started at. Next thing I'd want to do is kind of generate my customers. Create a downloadable CSV file listing, let's do 12 customers with the following headers. ID, integer 1 through 12. Name, we'll give them an email, customer since, and again an ISO 8601 date time. Tried this before in Claude. It was kind of more consistent with the CSV outputs, but here I'm just going to redo this. Okay, so I'll just copy this into a text file here. Call this customer CSV. To show a difference, I'm going to switch over to Claude here. All right, so let's try this again. We're going to generate tickets, right? So generate a CSV list of 24 customer tickets. All right, so it was using a memory tool earlier, or a memory server. Okay, generate CSV file. So different. It is generating code, but I don't want code. I, of course, just want a CSV file. So I'm having zero luck in creating consistent CSV files here. I'm curious to know if it'll run this code and just give me the output. That would be fantastic, but oh, it looked like it went through all that trouble of writing the code and then it was like, oh no, that's not what's being asked. Either way, I kind of wish it kept the code there just as a reference. Okay. So, all right, we'll see if this is true. So here it did a distribution of the customer IDs and the agent IDs by, well, I had asked for it to do it by bell curve. And so here it made a note that customers 5 and 8 have the highest occurrences, and agent 4 and 3 have the highest number of tickets. And I did that because I didn't want a pure evenly distributed data set, which is not very interesting to query. Okay, so now that this data has been generated, I can export this as Markdown, I guess. And actually, what I'll do is I'll turn it to CSV. Here, I'm just going to name this tickets data. Yes, so kind of gave it like a Markdown code. Okay, so that should be fine. On the left here, this is for selecting data sources. Here, I can just drag and drop all those CSVs, or I'll just click Browse. Here, I'll just select all the CSVs, Upload. Here, just going to define these manually so I can show you what the thought process is here. Okay, so first node, I'll just do one for agent, right? Label, and this is going to pull from the agent's CSV table, and I'm going to pull in, we'll just pull in all the data, and we will create a node, this button here, for customer, and that will draw from the customer CSV table, and we'll do the same thing. And then we'll add a third node for the ticket. This will come from the tickets CSV file. And here we're going to map everything except the customer ID and the signed agent ID. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have, so this customer created, and we can call this relationship anything we want, created the ticket. And here, so we're going to tie the customer ID from this node to the customer ID property inside the CSV file, or column, sorry. And then the ticket ID will be just the ID of the ticket from the CSV file, right? So if, actually I should bring this back up. So you can see here the customer ID, right? So this integer that we randomly assign between 1 and 12 should match up to the available customer IDs that we have in the customer CSV file. And so that's the reason I suggest using just a single integer that iterates up rather than using like a UUID hash, which would make more sense in production. But in this case, because we're creating we're creating synthetic relationships, and rather than pass that, a list of UUIDs that we created for customers, it's easier to interlink them by just having straight integers, right? Customers created certain tickets tied in by their customer ID from the ticket CSV. And then here we can say that certain tickets were assigned to a given agent. So again, using the tickets CSV, which has both the ticket ID and the agent ID row, assigned agent ID. So once we have this, and you can see here in the data importer that once you have every entity or every relationship has been assigned, then you'll get a green check mark with each thing. So once you have green check marks for all the entities and relationships you've modeled here, you are now ready to import. So here I can just click this run import button here, and hopefully I'll get a green on all the import processes. So looks good. Yep, green check marks, which means it all imported. Here I can click explore results, which will take me to the Bloom no-code visualizer. Here I could just, interesting. So this is a coordinate layout. We'll just do forced graph layout. So this is the data imported. So you can see here that this customer created these 4 tickets. Here, Claude was telling us that agent 4 should have the most tickets, and here I can actually double check that in the imported data. Here I'm just going to query this. Okay, so switch to table mode here. So here, agent David Okake, who is, what's his ID? Oh, ID 4, 10 tickets. And I believe that lines up with what Claude suggested was the highest workload for a given agent. Okay, so that is an example of a very simple graph data set, but hopefully give you some ideas of the sort of prompting details you need to put in to create a set of at least CSVs that would intertwine and become a decent graph data set. All right, as you were listening to this, you were probably thinking, oh, why, Jason, why don't you put this into like a chain or an agent or maybe wrap it in an MCP server? And that's exactly what I plan on doing in future videos. So if you want to catch those in the future, stay tuned, keep an eye on my channel, or click on the subscribe, notification buttons, icons, whichever YouTube feature that you like best. And again, always, hopefully that was useful. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next one.